following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Why, hi there, my name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to a nighttime broadcast of Retro Sports Network. Tonight, we're going to play some football for you. We're going to break out Action PC Football 2020 and play an exhibition game between the 1981 Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals from Riverfront Stadium. It is a nice evening in Cincinnati, 71 degrees. Cleveland has won the toss, and they will go from left to right across our radio dial, and the wind is with them in the first and the fourth quarters. Now, the Browns come off the 1980 AFC Central Division Championship. They had that big game against the Raiders, but lost on an interception in the last minutes on the infamous Red Right 88 play. Brian Sipe will be under center this evening for Cleveland. The Bengals, of course, would go on to win the AFC in 1981. They would finish 12-4. They would win the AFC Central, not the East, the Central, and of course would host the San Diego Chargers in the coldest game ever in the state of Ohio. The wind chill at the old factor was 59 below zero. Of course, the game was kind of usurped because Dallas and San Francisco played in the NFC Championship game, and you know what happened there. So the Bengals are a Super Bowl bound team. They obviously lose to San Francisco by a touchdown. The Browns, they didn't recover after their great 1980. They go 5-11. But when these two teams played in September 1981 at Riverfront, the Browns won. So you never know. I'm playing both the offenses. The computer's going to play the defenses. We're going to see what we can figure out together as we play our first full game of Action PC Football 2020. How about you hop along for the ride, shall we? ID Jester, Dale Lonsdale. Thanks for the sub, buddy. It's been a couple years. Last year was a pretty substantial upgrade, ID, I think. And so the Bengals are going to kick. Jim Breach with the ball on the 35-yard line. Hall stands back on his 8. Montgomery and White, the upman. And Cleveland will return this 2 yards deep. I slowed this down to the 10, 20, and he's hit by Davis at the 23. So a 25-yard return for Cleveland. And let's meet that is the field. That's what the Bengals played on in 1981. Brian Sipe, the quarterback for Cleveland. Brian's middle name, by the way, is Winfield. Mike Pruitt, and a 1,000-yard runner for the Cleveland Browns. He's the fullback, or the main setback. Greg Pruitt, who is good as a receiver. Charles White's also on this team. So Greg Pruitt will catch him. Mike Pruitt is the main running back. The split end, Dave Logan, only 31 catches. Bud Light ad? All right, you don't need to say for the whole thing. Left Floyd, never heard of that one. Reggie Rucker is the near side receiver. And Ozzie Newsome is the tight end. 1st and 10 from the 23 at Cleveland. Trap left from Mike Pruitt. Handoff from Sipe. Pruitt across the 25. Cameron with the tackle at the 26. A gain of 3. Can see where the clock kind of shudders a little bit. So 2nd down and 7 for Cleveland. Let's meet the offensive line. Doug Deacon, the left tackle. Joe Delamery is the left guard. Tom DeLone is the center. Robert Jackson is the right guard. And Cody Risen is the right tackle. 2nd and 7, they're going to go to the other Pruitt on a short flat pass. Sight goes to the far side, Wade's throws. Pruitt has it, 25-30. Hicks with a tackle at 31, a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd and a short 2 with 14:09 to go in the first quarter. Bengals play a 3-4. Eddie Edwards, the left defensive end. Wilson Whiteley is the nose tackle. How you doing, Sean? And Ross Browner is the right end. The linebacker, Reggie Williams on the left. Jim LeClaire in the middle, left. Glenn Cameron, the right inside linebacker. And Bo Harris, the right outside linebacker. The corners, Louis Breeden, the left one. Ken Riley, the right corner. And the safeties, Brian Hicks and Bobby Kemp. It's 3rd down and 2. Double tight end set. Oden joins Newsome. Feature and Logan, the receivers. Pruitt. Trap right. From the 31, gets a handoff of 1st down, and Harris will make the tackle at the 34. A gain of 3, and a fresh set for Cleveland. They go back in their standard set. 1st and 10 from their own 34. Ozzie Newsome. Medium slant. Sight, waits, throws. Newsome has it near midfield, and Kemp will make the tackle after a gain of 15. So 1st and 10 for the Browns on their own 49. You can highlight what color the ball carrier is. I selected black. Yeah, it is so 80s, Dave. The Bengals didn't spend any money on field decorations. It's the same field. They used this for 27 seasons. 1st and 10. Trap right, this time for Greg Pruitt from the 49. He is hit by Whiteley, the nose tackle, right at the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 2nd and 10 with 12:40 to go. Charles White, the prospect out of Southern Cal, joins Pruitt in the backfield, or Mike Pruitt. He'll wear the number 25. He'll try an off tackle right from the 49. Across midfield, and Riley with the tackle at the 47, a gain of 4. 3rd and 6. No, that's what they wanted. The Bengals were a very conservative franchise. That's exactly what they wanted. 3 wide receiver set. Feature is the 3rd receiver. Ricky Feature at the top of your screen. And it'll be a medium cross to Logan. Sipe under center, waits, throws, Logan, and that's incomplete. Edwards is hurt for Cincinnati, the left defensive end, and he's out for the rest of the ball game. So 4th and 6, and the Browns will punt with 11:21 to go in the first quarter. Steve Cox will do the punting, and with the win, they will go a sideline punt. Fuller back to return for Cincinnati. He stands on his goal line. Punt goes down to the sidelines and bounces out at the 12. I'm not turning off injuries. They're set to normal. You can, though, if you want. So, Kenny Anderson is your quarterback. Yeah, they played baseball on it. Unsub all you want. You'll be back. He completed 63% of his passes and had the best passing rating in the NFL in 1981. Charles Alexander is your fullback. Pete Johnson, the 1,000-yard runner, is your tailback. Isaac Curtis is your split end. And Chris Collinsworth out of Florida is your other receiver, the flanker. Dan Ross, the tight end. 1st and 10, Johnson. Trap left. Handoff from Anderson, and he's hit by Bradley at the 16 for a gain of 4. The animation is smoother as far as I can tell. We just did a few plays when I did the unboxing the other day, and Mr. Gardner wanted to see a full game, so that's what we're doing. So we're going to learn this together. As with everything else with Action PC, the changes are kind of subtle. Let's meet the line for Cincinnati. Anthony Munoz, the all-world left tackle. Dave Lapham, who now does radio, is the left guard. My Facebook feed is full of puzzle ads. Well, you know, you looked at a bunch of them. Blair Bush, the center. Max Montoya, the right guard. And Mike Wilson, the right tackle. You got to pony up for Ohio State. I don't do those games for free. And I did order Action PC Golf earlier. 2nd and 6 from the 16. Medium slant to Collinsworth. Flag is down, and Bradley will get to Anderson for an 8-yard loss.
Personal foul. Defense. 15-yard.
And it's roughing the passer. He got to Anderson a little too early. And so instead of it being 2nd and long, it's 1st and 10 from the Cincinnati 31. Dale, I couldn't see much of anything here. There's a couple new pass plays. We'll do some of those. The zone seam and the isolate man. Those are new. If you didn't get it last year, I think it's definitely worth it. The audibles have been redone too. 1st and 10 for the Bengals on their own 31. Johnson. Off tackle left. Hand off from Anderson. He gets it to the near side. A gain of 4. And Jackson will make the tackle at the 35. 10:25 to go first quarter. Let's meet the Brown defense. They play a 3-4. Lyle Alzado is with Cleveland this particular year. He's a left end. Henry Bradley is the nose tackle. And Marshall Harris is the right end. The linebacker, Clay Matthews Sr., is the left outside linebacker. Dick Ambrose is the left inside linebacker. Robert Jackson, the right inside linebacker. And Don Good, the right outside linebacker. The corners, Hanford Dixon and Ron Bolton. The safeties, Clarence Scott is the free safety. And Tom Darden, the strong safety. And yep, Anthony Munoz is the best left tackle ever. So 2nd and 6. Flat to Alexander, near side. Anderson throws, incomplete. Matthews trying to pick it off, and he'll be short. So 3rd and 6 for the Bengals on their own 35. They go 3 wide. Steve Kreider sets up near side. He's with Collinsworth. Isaac Curtis by himself on the far side. Medium hitch to him. Anderson under center. He waits. He throws. Incomplete. Darden is hurt. He'll come out, and he's out for the game. You did. Ratcast is just never happy. So the Bengals will go 4 and out with a punt. And Pat McNally, the punter that had the wide receiver number of 87, will punt deep to Hall. Bengals going into the wind at 5-15. McNally, a good punter. Gets it away to the sideline, and a roll out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17. So a 48-yard punt, no return. 9.5 to go. That's annoying to see the clock toggle back and forth. 1st and 10 for the Browns. They have it on their own 17-yard line. Sweep right to Pruitt. Near side from Sipe. Cross the 20, and Harris will make the tackle right there. Yes, he is. Sean, thanks for the follow, buddy. You are number 98. So 2nd and 7. 9:25 to go. Opening quarter. Bo Harris with the stop. They're going to throw here on 2nd and 7. Medium slant to Logan. Sight back. Waits, throws. Logan's got it. 35-yard line. Louis Breeden with the tackle at the 37. And that's a gain of 17. He's not in the Hall of Fame yet? Really? TB Pauly, thanks for the follow. You are number 99. The next person that follows me is 100. So 1st and 10 for the Brownies on their own 37. Second drive of the game. 8:44 to go first quarter. Charles White will sweep it far side. Handoff from Sipe, turns the corner, and is hit by Riley at the 39, a gain of 2. So 2nd and 8, clock running. Exhibition game between the Browns and the Bengals from Riverfront Stadium here in Cincinnati. Sipe 3 or 4 for 37 early on. 2nd down and 8. Pruitt on a fullback dive. Handoff from Sipe. Waits for a hole. Gets one in the secondary. A 1st down. And Hicks will make the tackle at the 49. A gain of 10. So Doug Deacon, the left tackle, with the big block. And Brian Hicks with the stop is second. So Sipe has him at midfield. Gonna go a medium fly to Ozzie Newsome. Under center. This is an interception. That's the bug I'm talking about. It is intercepted by Harris. There's a flag down.
Encroachment defense. Number 79.
But the Bengals had an encroachment, so they'll get 5 yards. They'll take the interception off the board. Browner moved early, and so no interception. But that, by the way, turbocharged, if you watch this later on, that's the bug. You can see where the game slows down from the stop. 1st and 5 from the Bengals 46. They're going to try. Nope, they're not. Pruitt. Pitch left side to the far side. Gets it from Sipe. Tries to find a hole. 1st down, 40, 30. Williams with the tackle at the 25. And they do not get free groceries. I remember that episode of Laverne and Shirley, though. So Williams brings him down, and Pruitt got a gain of 21. So he had 5 carries right now for 40 yards. And it's 1st and 10 at the Bengal 25. And the Browns are already in field goal position. Rucker. Short cross. 1st and 10. Sipe throws. Rucker has it. 1st down. Inside the 15. A gain of 12. Riley with a tackle. And they'll spot it at the Bengal 13. So glad to have all of you along tonight. So, again, subtle things here. White. Ugh. Pruitt. Ugh. The other Pruitt's back in the game. Greg Pruitt. Trap left from the 13. 10. He gets to the 5. Kemp with a tackle at the 4. That's a gain of 9. So the Browns, 9 carries, 55 yards. And if you didn't get last year's game, you can see where the trap left and trap right have turned yellow. That means that I'm doing them too much. So the computer knows that it's on to me. Bobby Kemp with the tackle. Joe DeLamolari with a big step. So Pruitt on a draw. 2nd and 1 from the 4. Handoff from Sipe. And he scores rather easily. Touchdown. Touchdown, Mike Pruitt. So 6 carries and 44 yards. And the Browns get the first score of the game. 9 plays, 83 yards on 4:39 off the clock. So here it is again. The Browns in white. The Bengals in black. With the new orange stripes and the orange tiger helmets. Throwing dog bones in Cincinnati. That'll get you a good thing there. Extra point. Here it comes. And Matt Barr made it. It drifted to the right, but it's good. So 4:51 to go. David Verser back deep for Cincinnati. 7-0 Cleveland. So Barr with the ball in the 35. Cleveland has the win behind him. Cincinnati to return it. 4 yards deep. They'll take the knee, and we'll spot it there. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Also, if you're looking to play the new season, all the new rules are there. That's right. Forrest Gregg is the head coach. Tribe will get on the PA system if you don't stop throwing those bones. You're not in Cleveland. Jim Brown watching from the stands. Pete Johnson's in the backfield. He started for the Bengals. 1st and 10. Medium slant to the tight end Ross. Anderson waits, throws over the middle. No, sir. They double covered him. And it'll be 1st or 2nd and 10. How you doing? Can't see the start of your name, so 4:46 to go, 2nd and 10. Pete Johnson off tackle left, near side, across the 20, and Hanford Dixon makes a tackle the 23. Laro, 63. Larry Harris. So 3rd and 7. Browns defense is holding firm right now, and Anderson is 0 for 3. They'll stay with the 2 wide receiver set. Collinsworth. Medium cross. Anderson back. Waits. Throws. Ross the tight end. 1st down over the 40. And Matthews makes a tackle at the 41. That's annoying to have the weather logo there. And it doesn't come off for the big play thing. Yep, Sam White no longer with us. He also survived throat cancer. A character for sure. 4:02 first quarter. Bengals have it on their own 41. Isaac Curtis. A medium out. Anderson to throw in the pocket. Goes to another read. Alexander can't get it. Lyle Alzado chased around Anderson, and Kenny starting off 1 for 5 for 18 yards. And it's 2nd and 10. I think I can do that. Game display. Weather icon. Air. Disciple of Bill Walsh for sure. So 2nd and 10. Archie Griffin comes in the ball game, along with Johnson. Griffin could never stay healthy. This is as much Ohio State as you're going to get. Trap left for Griffin. He goes to the near side, is hit by Jackson almost immediately for no gain. And so it's 3rd and 10. The Browns played for the pass, and the Bengals aren't getting anywhere. They go 3 wide. Johnson in the backfield. He'll block. Anderson out of the shotgun. Medium slant to Chris Collinsworth. Leroy Kelly was retired by then. His brother Pat played in a baseball game earlier today. Played for the Orioles. Anderson. This might be picked. He throws in the pocket. Flag is down. It is caught by Dixon. A gain of 12. Flag is
Holding offense
on the Bengals, and they'll have to take it.
Penalty.
So it's on Munoz, the Hall of Famer. And so it'll be 3rd down and 20. Ickey shuffles a few years away. So 2.5 to go. 5-play drive for the Bengals, and it's only gotten them 11 yards. Medium cross to Isaac Curtis. Again, Anderson out of the gun throws. Curtis has it at the 40. It's only a gain of 10, and the Bengals will be forced to punt again. Browns were in a 4-1 dime. Judson Flint with a tackle. That's a 2nd. And McNally will punt it deep. He'll stand on his 26. Hall on his 15. Cleveland will try to return this to the 20. Good return, 30. And it's a return of 13. A 44-yard punt. Rosano with the tackle. That was a pretty smooth play as far as the chalkboard is concerned. 1:41 to go in the first quarter. Cleveland 7, Cincinnati nothing. So Mike Pruitt 1st and 10. Sweeps to the right. Flag is down. That'll be a false start.
False start. Offense number 17.
On the quarterback. Oh, there you go. It's always good to have a penalty on your quarterback. So 1st and 15 for the Browns. From their own 23. Newsom. Medium cross to the tight end. Sipe to throw. Waits. Newsom. Can't get it. Hicks broke it up, and it'll be 2nd and 15. Following the deflection by Hicks. This is just an exhibition game. And the Browns won 20-17. So the other Pruitt back in the game. Going to set up a screen. To the far side. Sipe throws, and he throws it away. He threw it high. The Bengals blitzed. Or the 3-3 nickel. So the game is running pretty smooth. Not seeing anything huge here change-wise. But a fun game nonetheless. 3rd down and 15. Feature back in as a third receiver. He split up top. Ricky Feature, they need 15. Medium hitch is the call. Sipe under center. He throws. He tries to find Pruitt. Incomplete. And so the Browns are forced to punt. They go 3 and out. So the chalkboard is running a lot smoother. That's the one thing I've noticed here in the first quarter. Cleveland punting with the win. Steve Cox will stand back at his 8. And Fuller about his 30 for the Bengals. Back to his 25, or fair catch at the 27. 50-yard punt, no return. 1:14 to go. And it's 7-0 Cleveland. The clock is very jumpy. Every time it changes, you can see it start to think. That should be able to be fixed with the patch, I'd imagine. If they've patched it over the weekend, I don't know. I haven't read much, so if someone has gone in the forums, they can tell me what they think. But so 1st and 10 for the Bengals with 1:14 to go. Max Cornelius, how are you? Charles Alexander. Pitch near side from Anderson. He gets it to the 20, not 30. Alzado is hurt. And he'll be back. He's holding the ankle. Clock stopped with 1:08 to go. 2nd and 7. Bengals have run it 5 times for 14 yards. Anderson 2 for 6 for 28. All right, so hopefully the jumpy clock will get fixed. Thank you, sir. 2nd and 7 for the Bengals. Pete Johnson. Fullback dive. Handoff from Anderson. Brown sniffed that one out. Matthews stacks him right at the line of scrimmage. They keyed Johnson, and Johnson couldn't get anywhere. So the 3rd down coming up. The Bengals are 1 for 3. Dan Ross, a short cross to the tight end. Anderson to throw. A flag is down. Flint nailed him, and did he nail him too early?
Ineligible man downfield. Offense.
No. Again, Munoz with a penalty. He went downfield early, but they'll decline it because the pass was incomplete. The clock is only jumpy if you look at it. That's true. 26 seconds to go in the quarter, and the Bengals are 3 and out again. So McNally will punt into the wind, 4th and 7. He'll stand on his 15. Good punt taken at the 30, 35, almost to the 40. St. Clair with the tackle, Hall with the return. Alzado will be back the next time the Bengals have the football. So 1st and 10, 21 seconds to go. Sipe will throw on 1st down. Short slant to Ozzie Newsome. Sipe waits, throws, incomplete. Nobody there. Bengals doubled Rucker. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Pruitt. Sweep right. Near side. Handoff from Sipe. Over the 40. 1st down to midfield. Williams with the tackle right at the 50. A gain of 13. And we will let the clock run out. 15 minutes in the books. Cincinnati trailing Cleveland in this Retro Sports NFL special, 7-0. So here's our Digital Dice scoreboard summary. Pruitt, a 4-yard touchdown run from Matt Barr. And that's it. Neither quarterback playing. That's McNally, right? Yeah. So Mike Pruitt, 7 carries, 57 yards. Cleveland had the ball 9-11. Cincinnati 549. Net yards 121 for the Browns, 42 for the Bengals. Brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the internet for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever else fine podcasts are listed. So 1st and 10, ball right at midfield. Again, just like the other versions, you do not change ends at the corner. The wind changes, and Cleveland will go into it here in the second quarter. Charles White, sweep left on 1st and 10 from the 50, gets a block, but not much. Leclerc will bring him down to the 48, a gain of 2. Yeah, if you're new to the game, it's pretty good. Cat now is going to cuddle. How? Oh, because it... Oh. McNally. 2nd and 8 from the 48. Cleveland driving. They lead 7-0. First stages of the second quarter. Logan. Nope. Pruitt. Little flat pass. Sipe goes to the near side. He's going to get hit by Browner instead, and that's a loss of 4. So they sack him. Ross Browner with the first sack of the ball game, and it'll be 3rd and 12 as the ball now sits on the Cleveland 48. Feature back in the game as they go 3 wide. Pruitt. Flat pass. Trying to get 12. Goes to the far side. Sipe. And that's complete to Pruitt over midfield. Riley makes a tackle. It was tipped by Burley. Pruitt caught it, and that's a gain of 5. But 4th and 7. And the Browns now hope to pin the Bengals back deep. 13:36 to go. So into the wind. Cox will punt it deep. Fuller will let this roll in the end zone, I would think. Inside the 10. Cincinnati will let it roll, and it rolls dead in the end zone. So touchback. 13:01 to go in the half. Bengals football, they trail 7-0. Johnson and Alexander in the backfield. Johnson will sweep it to the near side from the 20-yard line, and he's hit by Jackson at the line of scrimmage. No gain. So Robert Jackson's made 4 tackles, and the Bengals offense hasn't done much of anything. So Sam Rituliano out coaching Forrest Gregg so far. Isaac Curtis. Medium cross as Anderson goes to the air again. He waits. Curtis has it. 35-40. First down. Scott with a tackle at the 44. First tackle for Clarence Scott. Curtis 2 catches for 34 yards. And the Bengals have it 1st and 10 on their own 44. Jeffries from Jeffers. Yep, I could see that. So Johnson, flat pass, far side. Anderson throws it incomplete. Clock stops, 11:34 to go. 2nd and 10. So Anderson, 3 and 9 for 52 yards. Charles Alexander will try a pitch to the near side from Anderson. Can't get a block. Jackson stuffs him for a loss of 4. So that's the 5th tackle, and it's 3rd down and 14 for the Bengals. How did this team go 5 and 11 again? They've kept the Bengals in check only 62 net yards, and the Browns have 124. 3 wide receivers. Ross, the tight end, going to do a long slant under center. Anderson has all day. He throws incomplete. He threw it high. Ross left and couldn't get it. And so Anderson is 3 for 10 for 52 yards. Yeah, he's making a Hall of Fame case right now. And is it? No, I think it is with an I. Someone want to look that up? I think it's right. I think it's McInally, not McAnally. Going to get a boomer here, 51 yards. He's going to hope to pin the Browns back inside their 10. It will land inside the 10. Cleveland will let it roll. And it will roll short of the 10. It stops at the 11. It's a 49-yard punt. 10:34 to go in a half. Cleveland has the football again. They're driving from left to right. They're in their white jerseys, brown pants, orange helmets, and a white face mask. Yep. Cincinnati in their dark uniforms, their black uniforms with the orange stripes, or the orange shoulders with the black stripes. First year, the Tiger helmets. 1st and 10 from the 11. Mike Pruitt, trap right. Hand off from sight. Down to the near side. He is hit by Kemp at the 16, a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. Why was that held? Bengals pick is not a bullying term. Well, Buckeye Tide likes the Joe Pearl pick for the Bengals. Good kid from Ohio. He hopes he plays well. It's not a mon. If you see the grass fields back then, today's player would not play on it. No, they were pretty chopped up. Of course, a lot of these were multi-purpose fields. The Reds, of course, shared this with the Bengals. 2nd and 5 from the Cleveland 16. Pruitt, flat pass, near side. Sipe throws, no sir. And Rucker is hurt, but he's coming off on his own power. And so it'll be 3rd down and 5. Sipe 5 for 11 for 54 yards. Feature will come in. He's at the near side, Logan on the far. Ozzie Newsome. Short cross. Sipe waits for the C's to part and cannot find anybody. They double Newsome, and the Browns will have to punt. So Sipe 5 for 12 for 54 yards. 81 Browns, 81 Bengals. At Riverfront, Steve Cox to punt. 7-0 Cleveland. And it's a short punt taken at the 45 of Cincinnati. Fuller, it's a 3-yard return, and the ball will be spotted at the 48. 9:34 to go, first half. It's Cleveland 7, the Bengals nothing. So Pete Johnson, off tackle left on 1st down, near side, 50-yard line. Jackson with the tackle at the 47, a gain of 5. The Bengals have not had good luck running the football. They're 9 of 15 for $1.07 a carry. The Browns have run it 13 times for 79 and a score, averaging 6.1 a touch. 2nd and 5. That's the longest run for the Bengals. Dan Ross, the tight end. Short slant. Anderson under center. Waits, throws. Ross has it. 1st down inside the Cleveland territory. He's hit at the 34 by Beeman. Autry Beeman. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in, Steve. And so it's 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 34. Jim Breach, of course, the kicker for Cincinnati, and they have the win behind them here in the 2nd quarter. They're already in field goal range. Archie Griffin sweeps to the near side. Handoff from Anderson. He's hit by Jackson at the 30. And so it's a gain of 4. Yep, Super Bowl was indeed at the Silverdome between the Bengals and the 49ers. Won by Joe Montana. So 2nd and 6. Bengals just not getting anything really on the ground. They'll keep puffing and puffing, though. Collinsworth. Medium hitch. Anderson under center. Rolls to his right. Throws across. Incomplete. He tried to find Archie Griffin, but Archie wasn't there. And the Bengals now have it 3rd and 6. Yeah. Mac in alley, not Mac un alley. So 3rd down. They go 3 wide. Kreider, the 3rd receiver. Short slant to Dan Ross, the tight end. That's the call. Anderson waits. Throws. No, sir. It was complete initially, but Beeman ripped it out of his hands. Autry Beeman got a piece of it. And Anderson is 4 of 13 for 65 yards. Both quarterbacks are not playing well. So Breach will try a 47-yarder with the wind. Kreider will hold it. Blair Bush to snap it. Breach gets a leg on it. It's good. And so the Bengals are on the board. 6 plays, 22 yards, 7:08 to go in a half. It's Cleveland 7, Cincinnati 3. So Hall to return. Montgomery and White, the upman for Cleveland, and that will be returned from 2 yards deep in the end zone by Hall. It gets to the 10, near far sideline, 20, 30, hit at the 33 by Dinkle. And the Browns will start this drive there. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Medium fly to Newsom on 1st and 10. Sipe waits to throw. He's going to scramble. He's got room and a 1st down. So he took right off and got a gain of 11 before Bobby Kemp could make the stop. So Sipe with a scramble, and he's hit at the 44. Al, I think, is doing a baseball game. Dave Gardner did a game, and his quarterback didn't do very well to start. You would think that Sipe would struggle because he only threw 55% of his pass completion that year. But Anderson has really scuffled. He's 4 for 13, and he completed 63% in real life. Mike Pruitt, fullback dive from the 44, and Browner with a hit at the 46. Now Pruitt's coming out, and his return is questionable. So Greg Pruitt comes in, who's a much better pass receiver than he is running back, and he and Charles White will get the load now, 2nd and 8. Greg Pruitt will try a pitch to the far side from Sipe from the 46. Gets around the corner, but Burley with a block, or the tackle rather, at the 48. It'll be 3rd and 6. Gary Burley. What a name for a football linebacker, right? Oh, even better, the left defensive end. Screen to Pruitt. 3rd and 6. Sipe goes to the near side. Pruitt has it. 1st down, 40. And he's hit by Hicks after a gain of 16. And so Greg Pruitt with a big play, and that gives the Browns a fresh set of downs with 5:10 to go. Yeah, you give Joe Montana chicken soup at the half. He turns into Superman. Just ask the Houston Cougars. 1st and 10. Sipe will go to the air again. Short cross to Dave Logan. Sipe waits. Logan has it. Louis Breeden with a tackle after a gain of 8. And it's 2nd and 2. Browns not quite in field goal range for Barr. Remember, they're going into the wind here. Charles White. Trap left on 2nd and short. Waits for a block. Isn't going to get it. Cameron with the tackle. And so White is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Who broke Tarkenton's leg? So 3rd and 2. Clock running 3:40. Sipe will call his own number on a bootleg. He rolls to the far side. First down. Williams with a tackle. A gain of 6. Spotted at the 22. 1st and 10. So the Bengals the Browns doing their best. They lead 7-3. Latter stages of the second quarter. 2:56 to go. Pruitt. Trap right from the 22. Hand off, and he is stood up by LeClaire. The Bengals played for the run, and Jim LeClaire got the tackle. 2:24 to go. And the Browns will take it to the 2-minute warning. Burley. Okay. 2nd and 11. Coming up, 2-minute warning, 7-3. Cleveland have it at the Bengal 23. Newsome, short slant. Sipe throws. Newsome has it. First down, touchdown. Cleveland. 9 plays, 67 yards, and the Browns go up 13-3. Here it is again. Sipe found Newsome at the 15. Newsome, players this year are rated for run after the catch. And Newsome strolled in. 2 catches, 38 yards. And Barr with the extra point will make it 14-3. So the Bengals, who were expected to win by some people by as much as 3 touchdowns, trail by 11, but they get the football. David Verser, along with the brothers Griffin, back to return the kick. Barr to Verser at the 5. 20, 25, 30. Got some room. He's hit at the 42, out of bounds. A 37-yard return. 3 wide receivers. Johnson in the backfield by himself. Anderson out of the gun. Kreider, the 3rd receiver. Steve Kreider. Medium slant from the 42. Anderson waits, throws. Kreider has it for a gain of 11 across midfield. And the Bengals have it. 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 47. They'll work out of this hurry-up. Now we're going to do one of these zone seam passes. This is brand new. Cleveland is playing the nickel. To the tight end, Ross. Anderson waits, throws, and Ross is double covered. And so they tried a zone seam pass, and Cleveland was playing man-to-man. So 2nd and 10, the clock is stopped. Johnson. Anderson's going to try the draw. Oh-ho! Anderson waits for the C's to part. Has room. 45-40. First down. 35. Hit at the 32 by Dixon. So the Bengals will call their first timeout. Blair Bush ripped open a big ol' hole. And the Bengals have it 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 32. Gilles, how are you? Just got on Twitch. Wanted to see Sipe versus Anderson. 14-3 Cleveland. With 1:05 to go in the first half. Glad to have you along. And TBO Expos, Gilles Thibault. Thibault Expos is the 100th follower on Twitch. And you get free groceries from Mark Forsberg. So 1st and 10. Medium out pattern. Thanks, ID. Medium out to Isaac Curtis. From the gun. Anderson waits. Throws far side. Curtis. No, he dropped it. Had the first down and everything. I grew up in southern Vermont. We got punished with the Jets every week. So 2nd and 10. Johnson. Little flat pass. He'll fly it out to the far side. Anderson hits him. 36-yard line. 30. He gets inside the 25. It's a first down. Beeman with a tackle. Gain of 11. Yep, that's a big deal, 100. So first down, Bengals go hurry up. 55 seconds left, ball on the Cleveland 21. 14-3, Cleveland. Out pattern to Collinsworth. Anderson rolls around, throws, tries to find Johnson, incomplete. 43 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. Bengals can work pretty much anywhere on the field they want. They can stop it twice. Jim Breach, 72% field goal chance from here, and the Bengals will get the football to start the second half. Ross, short slant. Anderson, still out of the gun, waits. Fires instead to Johnson. He'll get a gain of 4. And they'll spot it at the 17. 38 seconds. They go hurry up again. 3rd down and 6. Medium slant to Isaac Curtis. Anderson rolls around, waits. Curtis, no sir. Bolton deflected it. And the clock stops with 32. Nope, followers are different from subs. Subs you pay for. Followers just means I'm getting notice. So Breach will come in. This will be from 34 yards and 26 seconds to go in the half. Cryer to hold it. Bush to snap it. This is to make it 14-6. It's up. It's good. So 9 plays, 41 yards, and 23 seconds to go in the half. It's Cleveland holding on 14-6. So Breach to Hall at the goal line. 10, 20, 7-yard line. Rosano with the second special teams tackle. And with 14 seconds to go, Brian Sipe. Not supposed to take a kneel here, but he will. And that will be the end of the first half. With the score, Cleveland 14, the Bengals 6. We'll be back with the scoreboard summary in the second half right after this message. So lots to talk about scoring-wise in the second quarter as I eat a peanut. And for Sharman. Jim Breach, a 47-yard field goal with 7:08 to go to make it 7-3. And then Sipe hit Ozzie Newsom to make it 14-3 with 1:50 to go. And then Breach, with 23 seconds left, his second field goal of the quarter, this time from 34 to make it 14-6. Kenny Anderson, 7-20 for 91. Brian Sipe had a much better second quarter, 8 for 15 for 101. Mike Pruitt, 9 carries, 64 yards. He's done for the day. Brian Sipe, 3 for 16. And so a 1-score game and actually it's a 2-score game. No 2-point conversion. Yep, I just had a nut. So Verser will take the kick from Barr, and the brothers Griffin will stand at the 15 as the upman. Barr gets it away. Verser from the goal line, near side, 10, 20, 30, and he's hit by Ambrose at the 31. Gain of 31, 14:51 to go in the third quarter. Anderson, as I said, a rough first half, 7-20 for 91 yards. Little flat to Archie Griffin near side. Anderson finds him. Griffin over the 30, 35. Jackson with a tackle at the 37. Gain of 6. And it'll be 2nd and 4. Bengals finally had a decent drive at the end of the second quarter. Here's Pete Johnson. Trap left on second and short. Handoff from Anderson. First down to Moore. 45-50, 45-40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown Cincinnati. He went all the way. What a play by Pete Johnson. And the Bengals have made it a 2-point game. He got loose from 60 some odd yards. Johnson just kind of kept on trucking, and the Bengals make it 14-12. And the Bengals certainly did need that. 2 plays, 69 yards in a minute 1. Jim Breach with the extra point. Yes, sir. And so there you go. 13:50 to go in the third quarter. It's a 1-point game. 14-13 Cleveland. So Hall back deep. Montgomery and White. Charles White, the upman. Hall will return this 3 yards deep. Breach. Hall. 5, 10, 20. And he's hit at the 23 by Dinkle, and that's a return of 26. So a big play for the Bengals. Didn't even get to tell you who was on the field. The offensive for Cleveland. Pruitt and White, the running backs. That's Greg Pruitt, in for the injured Mike Pruitt. Logan and Rucker, the wide receivers. Ozzie Newsome, the tight end. Brian Sipe, your quarterback. Deacon and Risen, the tackles. Delamery and Jackson, the guards. DeLone, the center. Charles White. Trap right. 1st and 10 from the 23. 25. Harris with a stop at the 28. Give him 5. He was a 1,000-yard rusher, so the game lists him as the tailback. But they're split, so you can go either way. Defensively for the Bengals, Burley and Brown are the defensive ends. Whiteley the nose tackle. Williams and Harris the outside linebackers. LeClaire and Cameron the inside linebackers. Riley and Breeden the corners. And Hicks and Kemp the safety. 2nd and 5. Pruitt, short flat pass, near side. Sipe, no sir. Hicks with a big stop. And the Browns are 3 of 7 on 3rd down. And the momentum really changed on that touchdown run. Dave Logan. Well, they're going to try Ozzie Newsome. On a short cross, 3rd and 5. Sipe to throw. No, sir. Griffin, the defensive back, nearly had it picked off and couldn't get it. So the Browns go 3 and out. Cleveland going from left to right will punt into the wind. Paul McDonald and Turk Schonert are their backups respectively. Cox to punt. Stands on his 13. Punt taken at the 30. And Franks will bring down Fuller after a gain of 6. So 42-yard punt, 36-yard net. Cincinnati has it again. This time trailing by 1. 12:44 to go. Third quarter. Archie Griffin. Trap left. 1st and 10 from the 36. And the flag is down. Jackson with the stop. Gain of 2.
Holding. Offense.
But Montoya with a hold. And that's not good. Cleveland will take it. And the Bengals will have it 1st and 20 on their own 26. So with that big touchdown run, the Bengals are now averaging 8.1 yards a carry. That's Barry Sanders' deception there. Lots of 1 yards and then the 64-yarder. Johnson on the draw. Hand off from Sipes. Set 1st and long. Jackson with a hit at the 28, a gain of 2. 2nd and 18. Johnson now 8 carries for 81 yards. Alexander back in the ball game. 2nd and 18. Screenplay for Alexander. Far near side. Anderson waits, throws, has it across the 30. Ambrose with the tackle to 34. So a gain of 6, and it'll leave 3rd and a long 12 for the Bengals. They trail by 1, 14-13. Here in the third quarter. Anderson now 9 of 22 for 103. Kreider in now as a third receiver. He's at the bottom of your screen with Collinsworth. Third and long. Medium cross to Collinsworth. Anderson under center waits, throws. Collinsworth has it, but he's going to be just short. He got 12 and needed 12 and a half. And so it's 4th and inches from the Bengals' 46. So Collinsworth's first catch of the game and got the Red Sox fan measurement. They're going to go. McNally lines up as the wide receiver. Harris and Bass, the tight ends. Johnson will bowl through on the dive. Here we go. Handoff, first down, maybe. Yes, they got one. So the Bengals get the first down. 1st and 10. And now they go back to their standard 2 running back, 2 wide receiver set. So the Bengals convert. Collinsworth on a long slant from the 47 to Cincinnati. Anderson has time, but Collinsworth dropped it. Collinsworth was open inside the Cleveland 40, and he just dropped it. So 2nd and 10, Anderson just kind of shakes his head. So this Battle of Ohio is pretty tight. 14-13 Cleveland. 2nd and 10 from the Bengal 47. Trap left for Archie Griffin. And he's across midfield into Cleveland territory. Hit at the 45 by Jackson, a gain of 8. And Robert Jackson has been all over the field. He's had 10 tackles today. 3rd and a short 2. Pete Johnson. Fullback dive from the 45. Waits for the seats to part. He should have it. He does. Whipped down by Logan for a gain of 4. And so 1st and 10 from the 41. And so, that's a good call. Home run post to Isaac Curtis. Anderson under center throws, looking for the home run. Got it! Touchdown! A Reds game broke out here. A huge play to Isaac Curtis, and the Bengals go up 19-14. So Anderson went for the home run, and Johnny Bench showed up. From 41 yards, that was a game of pitch and catch. Curtis at the 12, and Curtis just waltzed right in. The replays, by the way, are slower motion. That's new. I just noticed that. So something to keep in mind. Breach with the extra point. You betcha. So 8:01 to go in the third quarter. Cincinnati 20, Cleveland 14. What a play. And so Anderson now 11-25 for 156. Hall back deep to return it. And they'll down it 4 yards deep. Anderson certainly was money back then, wasn't he? So Sipe for the first time trailing 20-14. Rucker. Short cross. 1st and 10. Sipe to throw. And he finds Rucker for a gain of 9. Louis Riley with a tackle. Or Ken Riley. They'll spot it at the 29. Cleo Miller in the game with Pruitt now. Trap left for Miller. He waits for a block and won't get it. Whiteley's tackles him at the 28. And that's a loss of 1. So 3rd and 2. 2 tight end set. Pruitt and Hill. Oden and Adams. Ozzie Newsome is not in the game. Sipe. Calls his own number, sweeps to the right, waits for the C's to part, gets a first down. Harris with the tackle for a gain of 4. So 1st and 10. Cleo Miller back in the game. Greg Pruitt will block. Miller. Trap left. 1st and 10 from the 32. And the Bengals read that one perfectly. Burley with a 2-yard loss. Another stuff. The Browns are missing Mike Pruitt. 2nd and 12. Greg Pruitt on a screen, far side. Sipe rolls the other way, incomplete. Hicks on the coverage, and Sipe just kind of shaking his head. Feature, the 3rd receiver. He's up top with Logan. Rucker by himself in the bottom. Medium slant to Logan. Sipe under center. Waits, has all day. Has Logan, first down. Griffin with a tackle after a gain of 14. Ray Griffin. Greg was a better receiver. Mike Pruitt was a better runner. And in 1980, they both were pretty gosh darn good. 1st and 10 from the 44 of the Browns. They trail by 6, 20-14. 5:04 to go in the 3rd quarter. I'm doing fine, Manuel. How are you? So as we pass 8:30 here in the East, I'm Ron Juggett. This is Retro Sports Network. This is exhibition football between the Bengals and the Browns of 1981 from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. And following the game tonight on NBC on a Monday, the Monday Night Movie. BJ and the Bear meet Sheriff Lobo and some comedy hijinks. That's tonight on the NBC Monday Night Movie. Followed by your late local news and David Brenner subbing for Johnny Carson. David's guest tonight, Joan Rivers. She wants his job. 1st and 10. They stay 3 wide. Short slant to Rucker. Sight rolls around, finds Ozzie Newsome. Hit at the 50 by Kemp. Flag is down.
Holding offense. Number 73.
And that's going to be on Deacon. And that'll come back. So it'll be 1st and 20 from the Cleveland 34. I've yet to have an audible. They've changed the way audibles are done. So 4:19 to go. Charles White back in the ball game with Pruitt. Oh, wait. Pruitt's back in the game, right? Oh, no. So they'll go the other way. You got to go. Joe Rivers wants everybody's job. You got to go to bed after that. Well, this is a Monday night special on NBC. So The Magical World of Disney, Sundays at 7 right here on NBC. So that's a bug, because Pruitt shouldn't have been available, the other one. So White now is in the tailback spot. They'll work out of the eye. White out of the draw from the 34. Waits for the C's to part. Hits by Harris at the 35, a gain of 1. And it's 2nd and 19. 4:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. Clock running. Flat pass to Greg Pruitt. Sight, far side. He throws. And I believe that's a check down to White. Instead, it is. It's a gain of 1. That's not what they needed on 2nd and 19. And it's 3rd and 18. Now Pruitt in the backfield all by himself. Sipe out of the gun. Pruitt lines up as a 4th receiver. Newsome. No. Feature? No. Pruitt. Maybe. Yep. Medium slant. Sipe by himself. Has time. He doesn't have a receiver, though. And that's incomplete. So with 2:54 to go in the 3rd quarter, Cleveland will have to punt it away. 9 plays, 16 yards. That penalty hurt. 3 penalties for Cleveland for 30. The Bengals, 3 penalties for 25. So Cox will punt. Fuller back deep, about his 20-yard line. Bengals will return from the 22 to the 30. And he's hit by Johnson for a 9-yard return. Cincinnati has the football, 2:49 to go, third quarter. They lead 20-14. Archie Griffin will sweep right side to the far side on 1st and 10. Gets a bit of a block over to the 35 before Harris can make the tackle. First tackle for Marshall Harris. Ow. So the Bengals now will try to chomp some clock. Pete Johnson, fullback dive from the 35, 2nd and 5, gets a block. Bradley with a tackle, first down. So he needed 5 and got 5. Gary Burley sitting on the Cincinnati sideline, getting some oxygen. 1st and 10 from the 40. Medium slant. Chris Collinsworth. Anderson under center. Waits. Throws. Collinsworth has it. First down. Hanford Dixon makes the tackle after a gain of 14. So the Bengals playing a lot better here in the third quarter. That big old touchdown by Johnson changed some momentum. And it's 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 46. Dan Ross. Short slant to the tight end. Anderson under center. Fires. Ross has it. He won't get the first down, but Beeman makes a tackle after a gain of 9. And Anderson now throwing strikes. Ross 3 catches for 40 yards. And the Bengals say, we'll just go right to the fourth quarter. We've played 3 in Cincinnati. The Bengals 20, the Browns 14. And the Bengals got 14 points in the third quarter. Johnson, a 63-yard run. Second play from scrimmage made it 14-13 Cleveland. And then with 8:01 to go, the crowd was going, throw it deep to Curtis. And they did, and Anderson hit him for 41. So Anderson now 13 of 27 for 179. And Johnson 11 carries for 91. First down still in favor of Cleveland, 14-13. Time of possession pretty even now, 24:09 for the Browns, 20:51 for Cincinnati. And the Bengals have 301 net yards. And so there you go. Brian Sipe has made 5 bad passes. So that brought you by Digital Dice, the best podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. DigitalDice.com. Find us on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. 2nd down and 1. Trap left for Archie Griffin. And he is hit behind the line for a loss of 1 by Jackson, who's now made 11 tackles. As a Bengals fan, I'll say Montana, they won those 2 Super Bowls. We did a lot better than Miami and Denver did, didn't we? So it's 3rd down and 2. Johnson. Fullback dive, handoff from Anderson, and he is stood up by Ambrose for no gain. So the Bengals going into the wind, they are not going to try. Well, they're really in no man's land. They really can't go for it. And a field goal into the wind from 18,000 yards. Be 55. So sideline punt for McNally. Trying to pin the Browns back deep. If this had happened in the Patriots game, we'd all been happy. Goes out of bounds at the 15, a 23-yard punt, no return. So Brian Sipe, who has struggled in the third quarter, now 11 of 22 for 125. They trail by 6, 20-14. Start of the fourth quarter. Ozzie Newsome. Short slant. Sipe to throw. Newsome has it. Kemp with the tackle, gain of 6. So it's spotted at the 21. Split backfield. Charles White will sweep to the right side, near side from the 21. First down and a little bit more. A gain of 5. Harris with a tackle, and that's 7 for Bo. So Cleveland can pretty much do what it wants. Greg Pruitt, fullback dive from the 26. And he tackles Hicks with the tackle, but Pruitt carried him along for a couple. Second down and 8. It'll be the Rangers and the Angels tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. So our Retro 78 Major League Baseball replay takes us to California. The Rangers have won 13 straight. And are just 2 back of Kansas City as we play the 2nd of July. So second down and 8. Screen pass to Pruitt. Far side. Sipe instead goes to another read, and Burley will knock it down. So 3rd and 8. Ross Browner with 5 hurries on the ball game. And Cleveland is 5 of 11 on 3rd down. So Dale Lonsdale, our newest sub. Kashawn 1, 2, 3. TB Pauly and Gilles Thibault Expos 11 gives us 100 followers here on Twitch. Yeah, almost to the 4th of July. 3rd and 8. Medium cross to Rucker. Sipe under center. Waits. Fires. Yes, sir. First down. Riley with a tackle. A gain of 17. A big catch. That's 3 for Rucker for 38 yards. And Ken Riley has 6 tackles. The Bengals' pass defense was pretty Swiss cheese. Dave Logan. Medium slant. Sipe under center. Waits. Throws. Logan first down into Bengal territory. Breeden with a tackle at the 38. A gain of 17. And you know what? I think the wind played a huge part, although it's only 5 to 15, of why Brian Sipe struggled. Cleveland moving the football now. 6 plays, 47 yards. Sipe now 14 to 26 for 165. Charles White. Trap left from the 38 of Cincinnati. Tries to cut to the far side. Hit by St. Clair at the 35. A gain of 3. So they do have some good secondary people. Their corners are good. Riley and Breeden are good, but their safeties aren't. Hicks and Kemps are 5s and 4s. Thank you, sir. The Bengals' defense was weak, but not horrible, but not good either. Pruitt's tired. Sweep right for White. Near sideline, 35, the line of scrimmage. Gets down to the sideline and gets a first down, a gain of 8. And so he's knocked out of bounds. 8:51 to go in the football game. Robert Jackson. Is he playing both ways? Made the big block in the big hole. Robert Jackson playing both ways? That's new. So it shows its block and run and pass average. So that's new. Both running backs are tired. Miller comes in. Pruitt still in the backfield. Cleo Miller. Trap right from the 27-yard line. He gets to the 25. LeClaire with the stop, a gain of 4. So a 9-play, 62-yard drive. Ozzie Newsome on a long slant. Cleveland wants the touchdown. They're going to try it right now on 2nd and 6. Sipe. Under center waits for Newsome to open up. Ozzie's got it. Touchdown, Cleveland. It worked. And the Browns have tied the game with a very Vermont time of 8:02 to go in the fourth quarter. 10 plays, 85 yards, and 6 points. So Newsome, 4 catches, 67 yards, and 2 scores. Sipe read that perfectly. Newsome at the 10. You hear the woofs, and the score is 20-20. Extra point from Matt Barr is good. 10 plays, 85 yards, 5:31 off the clock. The Browns go ahead by 1, 21-20. Might be. I knew this would be a decent game. Verser, back deep. And the brothers Griffin are the upmen. And 6 yards deep. Verser will take a D, and Anderson brings it out the 20-yard line. 8:02 to go. Did we lose Mr. Gardner in all this excitement? So 1st and 10. Johnson and Griffin in the backfield. Archie sweeps left. Near side, hand off from Anderson across the 20. Jackson with a tackle at the 23. Yeah, Robert Jackson's playing both ways. So don't know if that's a glitch or not. He might have fell asleep. I can't change the defense. So they keyed Pete Johnson. Bengals trail by 1. 7:55 to go. 2nd and 7. Medium slant to Collinsworth. Anderson waits. Collinsworth open. 35. Dixon hits him for a gain of 15. Boneyard back then. That still would have been awful late to play both ways. 1st and 10 from the Bengal 38. 7:17 to go in the game. Anderson now at 14 for 28 for 194. That's all decaf anyway, Robbie. Pete Johnson will try a sweep right side. Far side. Waits for the block. Gets it over the 40. Good with the tackle at the 42. A gain of 4. And for Don Good, that's his first tackle. So Johnson, 13 carries, 95 yards. 2nd and 6 for Cincinnati. 6.5 to go. Not in any hurry here. Dan Ross, medium slant. And this one is coming down the wire. The tight end, Anderson under center. Ross tries to get out from his man. He does. Beeman makes the tackle. Isaac Curtis is hurt, and he's not coming back. So Steve Kreider will be the receiver now to go with Collinsworth. So the clock is stopped. 5:49 to go, and the ball is on the Cleveland 44. So Anderson now above 50%. Alexander in the ball game now. Johnson short flat far side. Anderson waits, throws, deflected by Scott, incomplete. That was a big first down. 5:45 to go. 2nd and 10. Cleveland nearly had the interception. Clarence Scott. So the Bengals lose Isaac Curtis. 3 catches, 75 yards. Johnson. Trap left. Near side from the 44. Tries to cut to the near sideline. It's a gain of 3, and it's 3rd and 7. So they go 3 wide. The punter, Pat McNally, is the 3rd receiver with Collinsworth and Kreider. Ross the tight end. Medium slant to Collinsworth. Anderson under center. Rolls around. Checks it down to a running back. And it's Harris who's hurt for Cleveland. He'll be out. The Bengals are short by a yard from the 35. So it's 4th and 1. Triple tight end set. Johnson stays in the game. Cincinnati doesn't think they're going to get the ball back. Pete Johnson. Dive play. Harrisworth, Collinsworth is lined up as a tight end. And Ross, handoff. Johnson, no! No! He is stood up by Don Good. Pete Johnson was looking for a 100-yard game, and he is stuck at 99. And you hear woof, woof, woof all over Riverfront. Here it is again. No, sir. So 4:46. White and Pruitt in the ball game. White. Sweep right. 1st and 10 from the 34. 35. Harris with the tackle. Gain of 2. They'll give him 2. And the clock now running for Cleveland. 21-20. DJ John, how you doing? 2nd and 8. Smoother chalkboard for sure. 81 Browns, 81 Bengals. Ozzie Newsome. Short slant, sight back to throw. Newsome runs his route, has it, 1st down. Kemp with the tackle, a gain of 9, and that will keep the clock moving. 1st and 10, 4 to go. The Bengals need a stop. Bobby Kemp with a 6th tackle. Brian Sipes, 16-28 for 197 and 2 scores. White. Fullback dive. Cleveland running clock. White gets a block over midfield. Cameron with the tackle after a gain of 7. And you can kind of smell the milk bones now. Cody Rison, the right tackle with a big block. Glenn Cameron with his 3rd tackle. In the real-life game, it was 2017 in Cincinnati. Cleveland won. Pruitt. Sweeps left. Far side. They need 3. He won't get it. Burley with a tackle. No gain. Harris back for the Browns. 2:42. Clock running. They'll slow it right down. Logan. Short cross. Sight waits, throws, 1st down. I believe that's for White. And it's a gain of 8. And now we go to the 2-minute warning. Bo Harris with his 10th tackle of the ball game. And now the Browns, they can't run out the clock. The Bengals can stop it 3 times. But they are on the Bengal 40. Pruitt out. Miller in. So White and Miller. And Sipe. Cleo Miller. Trap left from the 40. He is hit by Cameron at the 39. A 1-yard gain. The Bengals call time. 2nd and 9. So in this Battle of Ohio, right now belongs to the Browns. Sweep right for White. Going to stay in bounds. And he is hit by Hicks for a loss of 2. So 3rd and 11. The Bengals stop the clock. And Sipe will try to throw here. A medium cross. Nope, they're not going to throw. Charles White on the dive. They'll make the Bengals use their last timeout. Across the 40, Davis with a tackle to 36, a gain of 5. Bengals will not call time. Cleveland will actually let the clock run to 58 seconds and then figure out what to do. So they're pretty much going to have to punt. You're not going forward on 4th and 6. Bengals have 1 timeout left. and Cox will do the Poochie thingy to try to keep it from going out of bounds or going in the end zone. So Cox with a pooch. And that's going to be a touchback. So a 36-yard punt. So the Bengals have one timeout. All right, we'll see if you're right, Robbie. They have it last. 51 seconds to go. 4 wide. David Verser, Chris Collinsworth, Kreider, and McNally with Pete Johnson. Actually, no running back. Ross the tight end. Anderson out of the gun. Medium out for Ross. Anderson, ball by himself. Waits. Flag is down. Incomplete.
Illegal shift. Offense.
And that's on the Bengals. Collinsworth did an illegal shift. And no time will come off the clock because it's a dead ball foul. 1st and 15 from the Bengal 15. Gonna try a zone seam to Kreider. Anderson rolls around. It's caught. There's a flag down. Kreider, an 8-yard gain.
Holding offense.
But it's all coming back as Lapham, the left guard and color guy now on the radio, held. McNally is a wide receiver and a punter. And because there's no Isaac Curtis, McNally is pressed into service. So 1st and 23 from the Bengals 7. And again, no time has come off, a little time has come off the clock. 41 seconds. Collinsworth. Medium slant. Anderson from his end zone throws into double coverage, and Dixon knocked it loose. So Collinsworth with the second drop. And we finally have a play from scrimmage. So 35 seconds to go. Remember, the Bengals can stop at once. A long out pattern for Collinsworth. Anderson from the end zone, near sideline. No, sir. 27 seconds to go, and it's 3rd and 23. Zone seam. Kreider. Anderson under center from the end zone, near sideline. Caught. A gain of 8 by Kreider. And the Bengals call time on 4th and 15 with 22 seconds left. Collinsworth on a long slant. Anderson just needs to heave this one. He waits. He can't wait too long. He goes down. Incomplete. The Browns are going to win it. They turn it over on downs. Yep, it's that Chris Collinsworth. Absolutely. Paul McDonald. He had a farm. And he took a quick kneel. And that'll do it. The Browns have won the football game 21-20. And so we haven't gone through these screens yet. So Brian Sipe, 17 of 29 for 205. So the Browns hang on to win the game. Anderson, 17 of 35 for 222. And that 4th down, they needed 1 yard with a triple tight end set, and Pete Johnson couldn't get there. So Harris, 10 tackles for the Bengals. Jackson, 12 tackles and 2 stuffs for the Browns. Thank you, DJ John. So the winning score was a 23-yard pass from Sipe to Ozzie Newsom with 8:02 to go, a Vermont time. And that was it to tap a 10-play, 85-yard drive. That's the drive summary. team stats, 21-15, first down for Cleveland. They ran it 37 times for 140 yards. Cincinnati, 24 rushes for 132. Total yards, a lot of offense, 341 for Cleveland, 354 for the Bengals. There weren't any turnovers in the football game. How about that? Injuries, Darden for Cleveland, Edwards and Curtis for Cincinnati. Highlights not available. And the play-by-play is there. All right, well, impressions. If you have the game, if you bought last year's game, thank you, Sean. I think some things were there. We didn't see any audibles. The sub-screen is new. That was a fun game. I liked the game. The chalkboard is a lot smoother. And I like the fact that when you actually call for a replay, it actually does slow motion, which is actually quite cool. It should make for some good streams come the fall. Hey, Stuart, my pleasure. So there you have it. My impressions, I like it. And hopefully you did too. So, Gardner, you thought the Bengals would blow them out. You thought I would cheat. I don't do that. Cleveland 21, Cincinnati 20. I'm Ron Juckett. Baseball tomorrow, the Rangers and the Angels at noon Eastern. And Dave Gardner's support chat at 6:30 over on YouTube. You guys have yourself a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.